everybody. It's your girl, PJamma, with PJamma Life. And today, it looks like I'm on a little delay, but our buddy David is not going to be able to make it. So it's just the two Jayhawks. All right. So, Pat,
He's
say
probably
hey
he's
to the
probably
people.
he's still in mourning after Kentucky lost first
I
round. I'm
know.
sure.
I think he might not wanted to face a couple of Jayhawks after that punishing loss
Nope,
Kentucky
we won
took.
today, so there you go.
And with us is Electric Melanin. Hey, Electric Melanin. Good to see you. And today we have our final batch of best pictures for the Oscars. So we have West Side Story, Belfast, Licorice Pizza, and Mitchell's versus the Machine. And we're also going to try to fit in what we thought were great animated films for the Oscars this year. So we'll talk about that as well. So first, why don't we start with Steven Spielberg's adaptation of West Side Story.
Boys stepping right, girls left. And when the music stops, you dance with whoever's in front of you.
¡Que Javi! ¡Ponle fuego! ¡Vamos!
Assault shed. Weapons.
Fists,
Rocks.
bricks,
Pipes.
chains.
Knives?
We don't need no knives.
Better without knives.
Then it's
Better for who is the
knives.
question that comes to mind, but no knives.
Yes. Okay. Pat, what did you think of West Side Story?
It was gorgeous. It was a Steven Spielberg movie. I mean, it's
gonna
a
be
trademark.
gorgeous.
There's going to be well shot, well lit, well directed. I mean, it was a gorgeous film. I most of the characters I really liked. I didn't really buy Anson or Ansel Edson or whatever the heck the kid from the romantic lead.
I think his name is it Anson Elgort?
That guy, yes.
Yeah.
He was the weakest link in the whole thing. I thought all the rest of the casting was spectacular. I'm not just talking about the Me Too thing that's going on with him, but I just did not. I wasn't
I
buying
didn't
him
know
as
it
much.
was a Me Too thing going on
Oh
with him.
yeah, he's got some issues, but everything was already in the can, so they had to kind of they had to kind of push it through. They couldn't recast it like they did with Kevin Spacey in that one movie, and Gregory Peck ended up, or not Gregory Peck. Oh my god. Anyway, but yeah, there's some issues with him, but I just didn't buy him as the lead. I don't know. Everybody else was spot on. Of course, music was excellent. Nice to see Rita Moreno show back up, and have a cameo in it. I thought it was really. I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, it's not my favorite musical, but it was definitely good, very good. And I love music.
Okay, good. Because I kind of felt the same way. It was beautifully shot. I mean, there's I think you saw it. The shot, I think his longtime for cinematographer, Janusz Kaminski or something like that. When the shadows came together of the two gangs and it made that delicious image in the shadows, that was just, I'm like, how do you take something as common as a regular shadow, but create something as gorgeous as a tapestry? It really looked like, basket weaving or a tapestry. That was incredible and beautiful. And the shot with that Ansel Elgort when it was stepped in the puddle and he was singing and you saw the ripple effect of the puddle while he was singing, I was like,
I mean, Yeah, that's
These are
Spielberg.
two
I mean,
masters.
this is what he does. You know, I mean, he makes beautiful stuff.
I mean, gorgeous. But yeah, it was something, and maybe it was him. He didn't really have the magnetism and sexiness,
the charisma.
That charisma, that extra factor, to really. Now the young lady playing Maria,
oh my God,
what a beautiful voice, and she is just graduated from high school. And it was just, I mean, she's amazing. I mean, to have that much to carry this movie, beautiful. And what's her name? Is it Ariana DeBose, who played Anita, who I believe is up for supporting actress. She was fantastic. And I thought, I was reading up on it, and what I thought was very poignant were there were actually 3 actors from the original movie: Rita Moreno, the shop, the fabric store owner, and the other shop guy. All 3 of them were in the original production, the
nice.
original movie. And so I thought that was really nice to have them come back and be in a revival of West Side Story with Steven Spielberg. But it was okay. I remembered the song, and as a piece of trivia, I was in West Side Story in high school as one of the dancers. I didn't have a speaking role or anything. I was just a dancer. But it was, fun to kind of sing along the songs. And Electric Melanin says that, and I did as well, appreciate how Steven Spielberg definitely made it so that the ethnicity of the characters were actually Latinx people. So you got a variety of different Latinx people in it, which made it more authentic, and using Spanish language in it.
Yeah.
I just thought that was really authentic, because originally in the movie, every one of those characters were dubbed by a American person, and it just wasn't authentic. So I'm glad that he insisted that it was all Latinos in the cast, and that does make a difference. And Electric Melanin shared a sentimental note. It was fun to watch it with her mom and sing along with the movie. And then after a while, I warmed up to it. I started singing the songs with it, and so it did become more enjoyable. So definitely, hey, Tim Windsor, he's back. Good to see him. And but I don't know about you, Patrick, but it hit me a little differently as a woman of my age now than when I was 16, 17 in the play. It's much more it's a much more serious play, dealing with very serious issues. And I like how Steven Spielberg brought in how they had cleared out whole neighborhoods. We just think of Lincoln Center as something very glamorous and that time, but the person who was in charge of the there was another movie, Motherless Brooklyn, that talked about that guy Moses, I forget his name, but he was in charge of neighborhood clearance, which meant they went into these minority and low income neighborhoods and just wiped them out, cleared the people out, declared legitimate neighborhoods as slums, and then use slum clearance to then get the people out. And then that's what you see Central Park that happened to, in this area in Lincoln Center and some of that. So it was nice to see he brought in some historical element to it that many people don't know about, that kind of history of Manhattan and New York. So definitely, though, which gave it a little more punch to me and made it something better than what it could have been. It elevated it a little bit. So definitely, I think it's for the whole family. There is some violence, but there's a lot of music and love story, and it's a classic. So definitely check it out. And Pat, check it out.
Oh yeah, I totally loved it. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, it's musicals are like comfort food, especially if you love the musical. It's like was it the best version of a chicken pot pie that I've ever had? No, but it was a chicken pot pie. They're all good, I mean, so it was pretty good.
Yeah. And Electric Melanin mentioned Robert Moses was the person responsible for gentrification in New York in that time. So, these buildings in history have a kind of a dark undertone to them as well. Okay, so next, let's check out Mitchell's versus the Machines on Netflix.
Every kid leaves home. It's not the end of the world.
Take some notes, kids.
The teacher saw Photoshop to figure this thing out. That wasn't like Photoshop.
You, human.
Oh, don't take us!
Okay.
What?
Oh my gosh, the robots are defective.
All right, I just turned the corner. I like these guys.
If it isn't quirky young teenage hero, Katie Mitchell.
Put me down! I've got to save my family!
I gotta save my family!
Okay, I have to say, this is definitely what I expect from a Oscar-nominated animated film. It was gorgeous. It was a really fun story with a lot more emotional pull to it. And anything that Danny McBride is in is hilarious to me because he's a crazy guy. And Maya Rudolph was also the wife, and Abby Jacobson from Broad City was the young girl. And so it was really super fun. And Olivia Colman was the villain, which I completely agree with. But I thought I thought it was gorgeously shot. And Christopher Miller and something Lord is the were the executive producer, and they did the 21 Jump Street revival and Kick-Ass and was Somebody Saves the World or something like that. I mean, they have a lot of kooky kind of twisty.
Did they do Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
Yes, Scott Pilgrim versus the
Which
World.
I love.
Yeah. So, it had a lot of those elements, bringing in like real life stuff and animated stuff at the same time. So it was different and interesting, and I really enjoyed it. Pat, what did you think? I don't like that face you're giving.
It was okay. You know what?
Oh,
okay,
my gosh.
A lot of it felt kind of forced. Some of the gags, or some of the let's put weird sparkly things in here, sparkly thing or whatever, or lightning bolt or something. That stuff just did not do anything for me. It was distracting, I thought, from the actual story. Okay, the voice actors, awesome. Olivia Colman as the bad computer program, super awesome. I mean, the story itself is not terrible, but I like the pop culture references, like that last little bit there we showed in the preview of the Kill Bill thing. Those are kind of cool, but I thought it seemed like they were trying to do too much flash on stuff that just didn't need to have that. It was distracting. It felt, I liked it, and like I said, I love Scott Pilgrim versus the World, which did some of these kind of things, but it was done in a different way with the live action stuff, and it was based on a manga. So it was awesome, but it wasn't bad. I didn't think, oh my God, I just wasted an hour and a half or 2 hours, however long the movie was. I think, because some movies we watched, I've walked out of them and said that. I'm like, God, there's 2 hours of my life I'll never get back. But this one, I was like, this wasn't bad. It wasn't great, I would say,
Man. I can't believe that you didn't like this, but you liked Luca. But we'll come back to the animated stuff
7 to 8.
and talk about those. Yeah,
let's
come back to. We're gonna put a pin in that and come back to, because we'll definitely discuss the animated selections this year, and we'll do that at the end. And the review is here. Hey, review, how are you? Good to see you. And so next, let's check out Kenneth Branagh's take on Irish, an Irish family during the conflict in Northern Ireland and Belfast.
What do you want?
We're looking to cleanse the community a wee bit.
You wouldn't want to be the old man out in the street. You touch my family and I'll kill you.
Calm down, fella. I'm a Protestant like yourself.
All right. It's okay, Mackie. Look.
The boys who cleaned up your street have made me their new local chief. So, cash or commitment. You can report to me with either. All right?
I'll be in touch.
This is it?
This is what?
This is war.
Man, this was a piece of history that we were during, we remember all of this stuff. And Pat, what did you think of Belfast?
Oh my God, I loved this film. This film was one of those ones that it was just beautiful. It was well acted. The story was compelling. I mean, even the little chintzy parts were so well done. You had two people you didn't even show in there, Judi Dench and whatever the old man that was her.
Was it Kieran Hines?
I don't know. I'm telling you what. This was probably my favorite movie, to be honest. One of my favorite movies I've seen this year, as far as just a wonderfully told story. And it's semi-autobiographical of Kenneth Branagh, the director. He grew up in Ireland during the Troubles, and so this is him. He was the little boy in this. He remembers his parents going through all this stuff and seeing his dad have to go work and and make money to get him out of Belfast because it was turning into a civil war. And I'm telling you that it was one of the best movies I've seen this year. So I loved it. This is a solid 10. Go ahead, Pam. You can tell me about it. It was okay. It didn't have that flash in it.
No, it's not that. I just was kind of bored with the story. I was just kind of like, Now, I do agree. It was beautifully shot. And then the interspersion of, I don't know if that's a word, but the insertion of a scene in color amidst the black and white, I thought that was super cool and beautiful. And it just made the black and white seem more poignant. But it was the story that kind of I couldn't get into. The actress, I think she plays in Outlander, Catriona. I don't know her last name. And Jamie Dornan, who's always looking for an excuse to sing. He's good. I mean, it wasn't my favorite this week, but it was definitely something. I understand why the Oscars would pick it too. Because many of the Academy is in this age bracket and they remember this kind of more poignantly maybe than younger people would. But younger people might not remember, but this was a huge conflict that lasted for decades of them fighting Protestants and Catholics in Northern Ireland, battling. And many lives were lost, and it was really a sad situation in Ireland. And so to see where they've come now from where they were, which is in our lifetime, but people might not remember. I mean, it's really interesting. So I get why Kenneth Branagh is nominated and why the film is nominated. It just wasn't one of my favorites. But definitely I would say it's a good family film, great music throughout, and I think people would enjoy it. So, and check out Belfast. It's like peanut butter and jelly. It's good.
It was delightful. Pam is wrong. It was amazing.
It's good. I don't know.
Amazing.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay, and then for the last one is Licorice Pizza. Paul Thomas Anderson's entry into the Oscar category this year. Let's take a peek.
How's your day going? Yeah. Dinner tonight?
Are you asking me out?
Yes.
I'm not going on a date with you. You're 12.
You're funny. I'm 15.
So how'd you become such a hotshot actor?
I'm a showman. It's my calling.
Song and dance man. Where are your parents?
My mom works for me.
Oh, of course she does.
Yes, she does, in my public relations company.
In your public relations company? Because you have that.
Yes.
And you're an actor.
Yes.
And you're a secret agent too.
Well, no, I'm not a secret agent.
I'm John Peters. My only problem in life is that I love tail too much. I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much it's gonna kill me one day. You know how much tail I get?
No.
All of it.
Pacific Waterbeds presents Fat Bernie's Waterbeds. How may I help you?
I knew that was what you were thinking. You're always thinking things, you thinker. You thinker. You think things.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go first. Ugh. It's like Licorice Pizza. Nobody would eat this. It's terrible to me. I didn't like it. I thought, in this day and age, how could you do a movie about a 25-year-old dating or having an emotional romantic entanglement with a 15-year-old? It's just completely inappropriate. And don't get me wrong, I love Paul Thomas Anderson. I mean, since he's come out the gate, Magnolia, one of my favorites, Hard 8, beautiful, just great movie, Boogie Nights. I mean, I love this guy's stuff, his quirkiness, his characters. They're a lot of times unlikable. This time, I was like, nah, that fact I couldn't put out of my mind for it. And I couldn't understand her character. And I was like, ugh, what's wrong with her? And it just turned me off completely. I liked the kid. I liked him. He was a hustler. And I really liked, he was always coming up with a way to make money and was generally pretty successful at a young age. But that storyline, I was like, man, what if they just made them like similar age and friends? I think the story still would have worked, but that creepiness, because if the situation were reversed and it was a 25-year-old man having a romantic kind of situation with a 15-year-old girl, that would not have flown. So I just was like, ugh. Licorice Pizza is like a licorice pizza, nasty and unsatisfying and no, it's a no for me. Pat, what did you think?
I loved this film. Well, because it was good. Of course I loved it, Pam. No wonder you didn't like it, because it was good.
No,
my God,
it's
it was
not
so good.
It was exactly like Licorice Pizza.
The
nasty.
movie,
The thought of it
the
is
movie
gross.
was it really captured that time. It was amazing the way they did it. Philip Seymour Hoffman's son was the lead, the 15-year-old boy. The girl was Alana from the musical group Haim, and the two sisters that you see that was also her real sisters, and the two parents were her real parents, because he's directed several of their videos. I love Haim also, by the way.
Good though? But go ahead.
No, the movie itself was good because it was well acted, it was well written. No, it was well acted. You can shake your head all you want, but it was well acted, super well directed. You have a problem with one thing, the age difference in the characters, and I understand that, and I get what you're saying. Okay, I understand that that's a problem, but you can't say it wasn't well acted. You can't say it wasn't well acted. You can't say it wasn't well shot. You can't say he didn't do a good job of making a story that was captured you. The way he built that feel of that time was amazing. I mean, I loved it. Pam didn't like it. I knew she wouldn't like it, but here we are.
But
I loved it.
Yeah, because I like things that make sense, and this made no sense. It was unappealing to me that it just didn't work. Maybe 10, 15 years ago that would have been cool, but it's just not cool. But they really didn't, to me, explain her rationale for this, or her
could it have been the power dynamics? Because the power dynamics were kind of flipped. The young kid had all the power, to be real honest, because he was the one running the businesses, running all these things that are paying her money and whatever. That was all kind of, the power dynamics were weird. So maybe that might have been part of her attraction or whatever.
Yeah, but this is kind of like a young male fantasy too, right? You're a young guy, you pull a hot older chick, and have this kind of romantic. I mean, I get that, but it's just creepy to me. It was just creepy. Ew. No, it's a no for me, and I would be surprised if it wins anything. But what's his name's character was funny.
Bradley Cooper.
John Peters, the one who played John Peters, the crazy older guy. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
The Barbara Streisand's boyfriend. Why can't I think of
that was Bradley Cooper, wasn't it?
Yes, Bradley Cooper. His character was funny.
Oh God, yes.
There were a lot of nods to Paul Thomas Anderson's, kind of troupe he works with. John C. Reilly was in it as the Herman Munster guy, and Christine Ebersole was in it as the Lucille Ball character, which was hilarious, and Maya Rudolph, I believe it was Maya Rudolph, was the act. So he there were a lot of stars in this.
A lot of callbacks, yeah. And the thing is, though, like I said, there was. I felt it was just a very, very well done movie. I mean,
it speaks to your demographic of young male. It would appeal to young males.
Wow, you think I'm young? Wow, Pam, you've forgotten I'm older than you. But okay, thanks.
Yeah. But I think guys would get it. They would like it. It's kind of like for guys as a wish fulfillment kind of thing. But in this day and age, I just yuck. It was just a
really good movie, guys. Everybody should go watch it. Don't watch, yes, totally go watch it,
and then come back so you can see,
and then come back and then put on this on our stream what you thought about it, because I'd love to hear other people's opinions too.
Yeah, me too. So definitely, if any of the viewers out there, wherever you are, would like to talk about it, what they liked about it, feel free. That's what we're here for.
Or what they didn't like about it,
Oh yeah, what they didn't like about it, the educated ones. So they
whoa.
Boom. Okay, so we got a little bit of time. Let's talk about the Oscar nominated animated films, which are, and we've reviewed them all now: Flea, the story of an Afghan immigrant, told as a story, but using animation to tell the tale to protect his identity. Encanto, the story of a Colombian family who have a magical secret from Disney Plus. Mitchell versus the Machine, which we just talked about, the story of a young girl who is a budding filmmaker and trying to navigate the family while a apocalyptic, nightmarish computer tries to take over the world while she's trying to get to college. And Luca reviewed that last week. The story of a young boy trying to find himself between the sea and land. So we'll say it like that. Okay, so let's talk about what was
you
our
forgot
favorite.
you forgot Raya and the Last Dragon.
Raya and the Last Dragon as well. Sorry about that. And we did review that last year when it came out, Raya and the Last Dragon. So, which was the story of a girl who is part of a family which keeps magic dragons, and now I'm trying to remember, but that was kind of like the magical dragon to help save the world in magic. And so, Pat, what did you think was your favorite of these, and which one do you think will win the Oscar?
I'm going to say, I think both of them. I think my favorite was Encanto. It was. I mean, Pixar does such a wonderful job. It's so beautiful. Every step that they make technologically gets better and better. The people inhabiting the clothes look like there's actual people inside the clothes. I mean, they're really getting the stuff out, and it still look animated, but you could tell there's definitely some technological steps that have made leaps that make this so good. And then it was just it was a cute story with wonderful music, and it's just total earworms that get in your head and you can't get it out. I really like both of them. I think that was my favorite probably, and I suspect that I don't know though. It just depends on when the voting came out, because Flea could be a definite contender for the best one, just because of the current situation where so many refugees are now trying to get out of Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see it depends on when the voting happened, if it's post or during or whenever, for whenever that came through. But Flea could be a spoiler because of that. There may be a lot more sympathy to that story, because right now it's very real, and it's been very real for years. But now it's you got some European people doing it. So, oh my God, before it was just all those Central Americans and African people and Middle Eastern people. But now we're like, oh wait, European people, so it was a little bit of a maybe a little bit of a, they might feel a little guilt about it, and they feel like maybe we should be giving this an award because totally. So I don't know. I mean, I liked Encanto the best. I definitely think that it's a strong contender. I also liked Luca a lot too. It was a heartwarming story, and I know you didn't like it. I know. Mitchell, Ray and the Last Dragon was probably the weakest in the category, to be honest.
Really?
I thought so.
Okay. Huh.
I
I'm torn now. After seeing Mitchell's versus the Machines and Encanto, I'm kind of torn between the two. I would be happy if either one won. But I liked Encanto, and I liked the message of Encanto, and I liked the animation. I felt of those two were well and above the other ones. But I remember Raya and the Last Dragon had some beautiful animation as well. And so Luca, the story it was just too, I thought that was the weakest story. But Flea has a political kind of push behind it. So it could be the dark horse of the Academy. And the Raya, I think, came out so long ago. I don't know if it's still hot in the Academy voters' mind. So I'm hoping. I would love to see Mitchell's versus the Machines get it. I would. I think Encanto is going to get it, but Flea could be the dark horse and sneak in and take it all. So it could be the Cinderella story of the bracket, as we saw this week with some of the bracket busters that ruined everybody's bracket. So definitely, I think it's going to be I think it's a good batch of movies. Dwayne DeMarco says that Mitchell's, Raya, and Encanto are all too commercial, but you got Disney, Pixar. The Oscars are showing on a Disney station. ABC is owned by Disney. So, I don't know. But definitely, if you haven't checked them out, definitely do it before the Oscars. It's something your whole family can watch. I think Flea is a little more adult. And so parents need to watch it with their children if they're going to watch it, but it does have an interesting take on the immigrant crisis that's going on right now around the world. So definitely, I can't wait. Next week we will talk about the Oscars. It's our Oscar wrap-up show. So we've now viewed all the Oscar Best Pictures. So we'll talk about the Best Picture, Best Actor, Actress, Best Director, and Best Screenplay, Adapted and Original. So definitely come back, watch the movies if you haven't watched them, and come back and we'll discuss it with us. And we'll have a good time. So definitely, Pat, do you have anything that you'd like to say before we sign off to the people?
No, not much to say. Just everybody go see movies. Keep the movies going. Go to the movie theaters if you can, if you feel safe. Get out there and see all these movies. I mean, there's a lot of great movies out, and even if Pam didn't like most of them, I think they're great. So you should probably go watch them.
Some were excellent and some were not, but that's what it is. That's what movie. It's a personal preference that you can pick what you like and what you don't like. And we will tell you what we like and what we don't like here on PJamma Life. And take care. Please, if you believe in a faith, please have words with your creator about Ukraine and the people there, and as well about our own country. And definitely take care, and we'll see you next time.